Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with another installment of Building the Team. So, last week, while it is allowable within my group to swap out teams during a tournament, between games, obviously, not in the middle of a game, saying, "Oh, gee, you know what? I'm just going to swap out this whole team in the middle of the game because this team I'm running not working." But I ended up using the Liberia team, and it didn't work as well as it could have. But it also, honestly, it did fairly decently. The Doctor Doom Sorcerer Supreme was pulled his weight. Never really got to do much with Kang. I got to use two of his plot abilities, so that was cool. But let's see. Puppet Master was the big surprise. That mind control of his, oh man, yeah. I actually managed to, in one game, mind control God Emperor Doom, and just annihilate. The last game I played of the night, I mind controlled. At one point, God Emperor Doom. Before that, I mind controlled the Thing a few times. Yeah, and I was honestly wreaking havoc with, kind of like, hey, yeah. So the Thing's gonna clobber this guy. Oops, it looks like I just got some points off of that. Thank you. Oh, the Thing's gonna clobber Valeria Richards. Oh. Yep, enjoy that rocky fist to the face, little girl, so on and so forth. But yeah, it was actually kind of a fun thing to do with him, and I even managed to back off, get a Colossal to back off. Never got any of my pawns into a starting zone because, well, I really didn't give a shit to. But yeah, anyway, so this week, however, with Falcon and Winter Soldier having started up as of, well, today, our build is somewhat inspired by Falcon and Winter Soldier. 400 points. Soldier to spies. At the very least, must include either a soldier or a spy. At the very most, either everyone is a soldier or everyone's a spy, or everyone's both. Anywho, so we got ourselves a few teams to look at. Starting with a shield team, because damn near everybody with the shield keyword has, at the very least, either soldier or spy, or even, in quite a few cases, both. So starting things off, we've got Sharon Carter. Sharon comes in at 35 points, has the shield team ability as well as the Avengers, shield, politician, and spy keywords. She has the espionage trait, which grants her improved movement and targeting for hindering terrain, though the improved movement part doesn't matter anymore. As well as another trait, best part of my day. Leadership. If Sharon Carter is adjacent to a friendly character named Captain America or Steve Rogers, she and those characters increase the result of their D6 rolls for leadership by +1, if not already increased by a trait with this name. Okay. She's not unique, so, you can't... You couldn't run 3 Sharon Carters and increase their leadership roll by +3, and increase 1 Captain America's leadership roll by +3. Okay, alright, so looking at her dial. On speed, we have a single solitary click of sidestep right at the top, but nothing on attack, sadly. On defense, we open up some inertial deflection, and we wrap up some defend. I forgot to mention the espionage trait also grants her stealth, though. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of the special power Stand By for Updates, which gives her Perplex. When she uses to target another friendly character with the shield keyword, that character can use Outwit until your next turn. And on her final click on damage, she's got Support, which goes nice with that 14 defend. Alright. Moving on, we've got Quake. Quake here comes in at 60 points. 65 points, has both the Avengers and Shield team abilities, as well as the Avengers and Humans, Shield, Secret Warriors, and Spy keywords. We get 2 traits. You have the Espionage trait, same as Sharon Carter. We're going to hear Stealth, as well as improved movement and targeting, ignores enemy terrain. And Assembled Avengers, which will pop up a few more times on this. Once per turn when Quake hits, after resolutions, roll a d6. On a 5 or a 6, if your force has 3 or more friendly characters with the Avengers keyword, remove an action token from either remove an action token from Quake or give an action token to a hit target. If you have 6 or more, do both. 5 of the 6 features on the team have the Avengers keyword, so it's largely going to be about the die roll. Anyways, looking at her die, we open up with a couple clicks of charge, followed by some mid-dial sidestep, then back to charge at the end. On attack, we have a full run of the special power Pinpoint Earthquakes or just Earthquakes, which grants Quake. And when she uses it, you may choose one. Either pick an unoccupied square within her range, and she may use Quake as if she occupied that square, or she can use Giant Reach X, where X is her click number. Okay. Also of note, her attack value starts and ends at 11, but for like the remaining the clicks in the clicks 2 through 5, she's at 10. So she's honestly not. She's doing some work there. On defense, we've got some combat reflexes followed by willpower. And bear in mind now, willpower does no longer prevents pushing damages. Pushing damage is no longer a thing that matters that exists in hero clicks. Willpower, well, technically starting next month, but my group's using the new rules now. What we know of them, at least. Willpower now is basically self-leadership. On damage, we open up with some power, followed by some close combat expert, followed by some battle fury. Okay, alright. Next up, we've got Roz Solomon. Roz here comes in at 65 points, has the Shield team ability as well as the Asgardian, Shield, Wakanda, Scientist, and Spy keywords. She also has 2 traits, Espionage, just like Quake and Sharon Carter, and Vibranium Bullets, which makes a range attack. Her target's defense values can't be positively modified. So, she punches right through initial deflection, also attempts to perplex one's defense. Now, bear in mind, if her target is adjacent to a friendly to them figure with defend, or is using the JSA or Defender's team abilities, that's not modifying, that's replacing. So those still work. She also has improved targeting, may make range attacks out of adjacency, including to target adjacent opposing characters. Looking at her dial, we open up with some running shot on speed, followed by a few clicks of the special power Celestial Tech, which gives her phasing teleport, and once per turn, when she uses phasing teleport, she may carry an opposing character. Okay, alright. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of Penetrating Psychic Blast, followed by a few clicks of Energy Explosion. Defense, we've got Toughness, followed by Initial Deflection. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Outwit, and we end with a couple clicks of Ranged Combat Expert. Okay, alright. Next up comes Agent Venom. Agent Venom comes in at 65 points as well, has the Team Player Wildcard ability, and will likely be copying probably the Shield team ability. Though Avengers is also a possibility. Anyway, Agent Venom has the Avengers, Codex, Guardians of the Galaxy, Shield, Spider-Man Family, Monster, and Soldier keywords. We've also got improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain, as well as improved targeting, ignores may make a range attacks out of adjacency, just like with Roz. We then get 2 traits. First off is first in the battle. At the beginning of your turn, you may roll a d6. Move Agent Venom up to half the result. If it's your first turn, move up to the full result instead. Followed by Symbiote, which gives him plasticity and shape change. Okay. Now looking at his dial, we're not going to bother with the secret identity dial. We're not running Flash Thompson. Anyway, so we open up with a couple clicks of stealth, followed by some running shot. On attack, we open up with nothing, but he clicks into some Penetrating Psychic Blast, On defense, we open up with invulnerability, which is then followed by the special defense power Go Down Swing, which grants him super senses and toughness. And then on damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Ranged Combat Expert, and that's it. Okay. Next up, I kind of figured I was making this if the theme for the build is Falcon Winter Soldier. Well, maybe I should include one or even both of our the show's titular characters. So here is Captain America, Sam Wilson. So Cap here comes in at 75 points. He's got the Avengers team ability, as well as the Avengers Shield and Soldier keywords. We've got the Assembled Avengers trait, just like Quake and Sharon Carter, as well. Okay, and it's 4. Well, yeah, 4 with the trait, 5 with the keyword. Or no, it's 3 with the trait, 5 with the keyword. Okay, and he also has the trait Living Legend. The first time each game Captain America will be KO'd, instead turn him to his last non-KO click, then roll a d6 and heal an equal to half the result. Protected Pulse Wave. Okay, alright. Now the reason protection of Pulse Wave is so important is that Pulse Wave quite clearly states it ignores all other in-game effects. So, with a lot of things like that, you kind of have to specify. Anywho, looking at Cap's dial, we open up with a few clicks of Running Shot, followed by a few clicks of Charge. On attack, we open up with nothing but he clicks into Precision Strike. On defense, we open up with Impervious, which then gives way to the special defense power Carrying On Steve's Legacy, which grants super senses and toughness. You then modify his defense by +2 if he moves during your last turn. Okay. On damage, we open up with Leadership, and then we get some mid to late dial Empower. Alright, not too shabby. And finally, for this team, we've got, well, the Winter Soldier himself, James Buchanan Bucky Barnes. Also, for those curious, the first episode was a nice laying of groundwork. Had a very cool opening sequence with Falcon. Anywho, Winter Soldier comes in at 90 points, has the Team Player Wildcard ability, as well as the Avengers, Hydra, Invaders, Shield, Thunderbolts, Assassins, Soldier, and Spy keywords. We've got 2 traits, Assembled Bolts and Masters. Oh, so it's only 2 with the Assembled Avengers trait. Yeah, okay, yeah. It's the Assembled Avengers trait, just for Thunderbolts and Masters of Evil, so it's not really to do any good at all. He's also got the Espionage trait, just like Sharon, Quake, and Roz. And he has improved targeting for adjacency, just like Roz and Agent Venom. Looking at his dial, on speed, we go back and forth. We alternate between Running Shot, Charge, and Sidestep for the whole thing. On attack, we open up with Precision Strike, get a couple blank clicks, followed by some Penetrating Psychic Blast, followed by, well, Precision Strike. On damage, we open up with some Vulnerability, followed by some Toughness, followed by Combat Reflexes, followed by Regeneration. On damage, we open up with Outwit, which then gives way to the special power Efficient and Ruthless Application of Force, granting him Close Combat Expert and Range Combat Expert. Then we get some Exploit Weakness, and finally a click of Outwit at the very end. Another click of Outwit at the end, I should say. Alright, that is our Shield team. Now we've got ourselves a Soldier team. As team rules have changed to make to basically give generic themes the same bonuses as named themes. Well, I thought, hey, why not make a Soldier team, you know? So starting off, we've got Josiah X. Josiah here comes in at 50 points. He has the Scientist, Soldier, and Warrior keywords. Looking at his dial, we've got a couple of Charge, followed by some Sidestep, then back to Charge. We get some mid to late dial Precision Strike on attack. On defense, we open up with Vulnerability, followed by Toughness, followed by Inertial Deflection. On damage, we open up a special power called the Crew. This grants him Empower. And friendly characters that are adjacent or share a keyword with Josiah can reduce penetrating damage. That is a big deal. Period. End of discussion. It's a big deal. That then gives way to some regular Empower, and we get some late dial close combat expert as well. Okay. Next up, we've got Green Lantern. Yes, this is going to be a multi-universe team. So, for those who are unaware, two of the more popular Green Lanterns, Hal Jordan and John Stewart, are both members of the military, or former members. John Stewart, in fact, was a Marine. Hal Jordan was an Air Force pilot. I think Guy may also have been a member of the Armed Forces, but I don't entirely remember. Guy was never a Green Lantern I really gave too much of a shit about. Also, I'm fairly certain Simon Baz was also ex-military. Anyways, so Green Lantern here comes in at 65 points. He's got the Green Lantern Corps and JLA team abilities. JLA works the same as the Avengers, so +1 to speed when moving, when being given a move action. Green Lantern team ability, it's being reworded as Wonder Woman, but it largely works. It works now the way it should have worked all along, which is to say, the character with the team ability has passenger 8 and can carry characters that have the flight symbol. Alright, so Green Lantern has the Green Lantern Corps, Justice League, and Soldier keywords, as well as the trait Justice League Unlimited. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6. On a 6, remove an action token from another friendly character with the Justice League keyword that's 100 points or less. No one else on the team has got the Justice League keyword, so yeah. Looking at his dial, we open up with the trait All Aboard. Give him a move action. He can carry regardless of flight and modifies speed +1 for each carried character with the JLA team ability. And then he can move up to his speed value. Okay, alright. We then get some sidestep. On attack, we open up with telekinesis, followed by incapacitate. On defense, we open up with barrier, followed by inertial deflection. On damage, we open up with nothing, but that then gives way to perplex, followed by ranged combat expert. Okay, alright. And mixing ranged combat expert with a 12 attack, that's actually pretty decent. If he ends up on that click and he doesn't have 2 action tokens, oh boy, yeah, your opponent is in for some trouble. Anyway, moving on, we've got Agent Coulson. Coulson here is an older figure, so we can't look at his dial. But he comes in at 75 points as the Shield team ability, as well as the Avengers, Shield, Soldier, and Spy keywords. We've also got a trait Field Team Backup. While Agent Coulson is attacking a single character, if another friendly character with this trait has line of fire to the target, Coulson can use Prob. Okay, well, we don't even want the Field Team Backup trait, so yeah. But power-wise, we've got some stealth, or running shot, we get some stealth. We've got a special attack power called Field Testing, some new tech, which allows me to energy explosion and penetrate psychic blast. We get some incapacitate. We get some toughness, combat reflexes. He's got a special damage power that he starts off with. Agent level 7. Agent Coulson can use enhancement of leadership. When he uses leadership and succeeds, he may instead remove an action token with 2 friendly characters that share a keyword with him. Okay. I am kind of noting it doesn't specify. I'm guessing it's basically kind of saying when he succeeds on leadership instead of just 1 adjacent 2, but it doesn't specify adjacent. And then we get after Agent level 7, Coulson picks up Empower. Okay. Next up, we've got Captain America. And this is this Cap. We've only shown him off once before. This is the rare Captain America from Avengers, Black Panther, and the Illuminati. Comes in at 95 points. It has the Avengers team ability as well as the Avengers, Illuminati, Pass, and Soldier keywords. We've got 2 traits. One is a costed trait for 5 points. Bearer of the Time Gem, which allows Cap to start the game with the Time Gem equipped. Time Gem, as seen here, grants the equipped character probability control, and as well as range +1. And when the character attacks, if the attack roll is a 10 or higher, opposing characters can't use effects to re-roll attacks this turn. So he shuts off opposing probability control, both regular and theme, and as well as any power that states, re-roll an attack. Now, dice manipulation, like what Question or Adolf Impossible do, that's still viable. So, yeah. The other trait, Sentinel of Liberty. Free. Choose combat reflexes or energy deflection. Captain America can use the chosen power until your next turn. Okay, alright. Looking at his dial, we open up with a special speed power. First to the door, last to leave. Grants him charge, running shot, and sidestep. Okay. We then get a couple clicks of charge, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep. On attack, we open up with nothing for a couple clicks, then we get some Quake, followed by some Precision Strike. Defensively speaking, you open up with Invincible, followed by Toughness, followed by Super Senses. On damage, we open up with Special Power, the Ideal that inspires throughout time, which grants Cap leadership. And when he uses it with the Time Gem equipped and succeeds, after resolutions, he may remove an action token from a friendly character. Now, note the fact that it does not specify another friendly character or an adjacent friendly character, just a friendly character. Also doesn't say within range or line of fire. So if he's got an action token, you can take an action token off of him. Or you could take an action token off of someone who's on the other end of the damn map. But yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, our final figure for the team, Deathstroke. That's right, we got 2 super soldiers on this. Well, actually, I think 3. I think Josiah's a super soldier as well. Deathstroke comes in at even 100 points, has the team player wildcard ability as well as the Hive, Society, Suicide Squad, Assassin, Martial Artist, and Soldier keywords. We've also got improved movement ignores hindrance turn, which, I guess, as previously mentioned, no longer matters. And a trait, remember, we're getting paid. When Deathstroke kills one or more opposing characters with an attack, after resolutions, heal Deathstroke 2 clicks. Okay. There's actually been a lot of people talking about combining this Deathstroke with the Taskmaster from the Civil War OP organized playset, so that Deathstroke can use Taskmaster's Minions of Doom team ability to, basically to kind of clean up a bit. The basic idea is that if with that, he can basically heal 3 clicks for KOing. Anyway, looking at Deathstroke's dial, on speed we open with a special power, the Best There Is, which grants him charge and running shot. We got a couple clicks of sidestep, followed by a final click of stealth. On attack, the first half of the dial is penetrate psychic blast, followed by Blaze Claw's Fangs. On defense, we open with invulnerability, followed by combat reflexes with a final click of regeneration. On damage, we open up with some exploit weakness, followed by some from range combat expert. Okay, all right. We've also got one other thing that we're including on this team. The idea being it would go on to Deathstroke, and that is the Power Gem. The Power Gem increases damage by 1 and gives the equipped character range combat expert and close combat expert. And if they hit with an attack roll of 10 or higher, the target of the attack is dealt 1 penetrating damage. So the Power Gem combined with Deathstroke is going to give Deathstroke on his top click and 5 damage as well as a 12 attack, because with the new versions of Range Combat Expert, it's always on. So yeah, 12 attack for 5 damage, and the effect now of Range Combat Expert is that it gives +1 of attack and +1 defense. All right, now we have ourselves a spy team, starting off with the Thing. Actually, a Skrull masquerading as the Thing, but still. The Thing here comes in at 30 points, has the Skrull's team ability. For those that don't know where the Skrull's team ability grants shape change, but it only succeeds on a 6. If that character already has shape change, then add 1 to the shape change roll. Sadly, the Thing doesn't have shape change. Looking at his dial, we get a few clicks of charge followed by some sidestep. We get some super strength followed by steel energy. We get some invulnerability followed by toughness. Close combat expert followed by exploit weakness. Okay, all right. Now we've got a brand new figure that we just traded for actually last week. Nightcrawler from House of X. Let's just take a quick look to that sculpt. Oh man, that's awesome. Nightcrawler comes in at 60 points, has the X-Men team ability. He also has Passenger 1. And the Excalibur, Quiet Council, X-Men, Martial Artist, Monster, Pirate, and Spy keywords. And the Krakow and Revival trait, which won't be utilized at all, which we're not going to bother with at all, because the only other figure looking with the X-Men keyword is more points. So, looking at Nightcrawler's dial, we open up with special speed power, getting the X-Men into position, which grants Nightcrawler phasing teleport and stealth. When he uses phasing teleport and carries a friendly character, that shares a keyword. After resolutions, you may place him in the square he began movement from. Okay. Now it's not a square he moved through. It has to be where he started from. We also have some mid-dial hypersonic speed there, and then back to the special power. On attack, we open with Blaze Claw's Fangs, and we get some mid-dial precision, back to Blaze Claw's Fangs. Defense, we open with another special power, saving mutant kind 1 mutant at a time, which grants Nightcrawler super senses. When a standard friendly character within 5 squares in line of fire that shares a keyword is attacked, they can use super senses, but only if Nightcrawler is line of fire to the attacker. When they use it and succeed after resolutions, place them adjacent to Nightcrawler. Okay. But yeah, we got that. We get some regular super senses, and then back to the special power. And on damage, we open with shape change, but we get some mid-dial probability control, and then back to shape change. Okay. Next up, we've got Nick Fury. Nick Fury comes in at 75 points, has the Shield team ability as well as the Howling Commandos. Shield, Secret Warriors, Politician, Soldier, and Spy keywords. We've got 2 traits, Espionage, which grants stealth, those improved movement and targeting, ignores hindering terrain, and Director of Shield, which grants leadership, and when he uses leadership and succeeds, instead of the normal effect, you may generate a shield agent into an adjacent square, or a square of hindering terrain within range and line of fire. Okay. Looking at Fury's dial, we get a couple of clicks of running shot, followed by a couple of clicks of sidestep. On attack, we get a couple of clicks of energy explosion, followed by a late dial click of precision strike. On defense, we open up with a couple of clicks of toughness, followed by a couple of clicks of combat reflexes. And then we get a special power, Life Model Decoy. It's a stop click, and also grants Mastermind. When it's revealed, after resolutions, roll a d6. Place Nick Fury up to that many squares away from his current square. Okay, alright. On damage, we open up with some Outwit. We get some mid to late close combat expert, and then back to Outwit at the end. Alright, next up we've got Next up we've got Yelena Belova. Yelena here comes in at 75 points. Has the Widows, Assassin, and Spy keywords, and we get 2 traits. First off, Espionage, defending the Widows. If you're on a theme team, your maximum number of theme team probability control uses this game is 6 instead of 5, or instead of 3. The original printing is 10 instead of 5, but with the new rules, it had the maximum number of theme probs has gone from 5 to 3. So, and they actually opted to, reword her to errata her trait. The other trait she's got is the Old Ways, which grants her stealth and plasticity. When Yelena uses theme team probability control, she isn't given an action token. Well, yeah, okay. So the main thing is stealth and plasticity, because theme prob no longer costs an action token. Looking at her dial, we've got some charge followed by some flurry. We got some precision strike followed by blades. On attack, you have a special power, never good enough, which grants her defend and super senses. This thing gives way to combat reflexes, and on damage, we've got a few clicks of perplex. Okay, all right. Next up, we've got the Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman here comes in at 75 points, has the Fantastic Four and S.H.I.E.L.D. team abilities, as well as the Avengers, Fantastic Four, Lady Liberators, S.H.I.E.L.D., Celebrity, and Spy keywords. We've got 2 traits. First off is Vormling Fantastic Four, which we're not bothering with. Second off is, yeah, my power set is really good for espionage, which for stealth and improved targeting, ignores hindering terrain. Adjacent friendly characters that share a keyword with her can use stealth and improved targeting, ignores hindering terrain. That's actually really cool. Especially if you put Yelena next to her, because Yelena has no way of ignoring hindering terrain for targeting. Looking at Invisible Woman's dial, we've got a few clicks of super senses, or a running shot, followed by a few clicks of force blast. On attack, we've got a few clicks of special power, I won't kill anyone, which creates her incapacitate. And when she uses it after resolutions, hit characters modify attack -1 until your next turn. That then gives way to a few clicks of precision strike. On defense, we start off with inertial deflection, followed by toughness. On damage, we open up with probability control, which then gives way to a few clicks of perplex. All right, okay. And finally, another brand new figure for us, for me, that I traded for last week. Gambit, also from House of X. Yeah. Love that sculpt. So pretty. Gambit here comes in at 80 points, has the X-Men team ability, as well as the Excalibur, X-Men, Martial Arts, Mystical, and Spy keywords. We've also got improved targeting, north and ring terrain, and a trait, Excalibur, Mystical Protectors. Mystic's team ability, but only triggers during range attacks. He also has Protected from the Mystic's team ability. Okay. Looking at his dial, we open up with a special speed power. I ain't sure why you need a Thief, which grants running shot and stealth, followed by some regular running shot, then some sidestep. On attack, we open with a special power, Oh, It Ain't Magic, which grants Energy Explosion, Precision Strike. As a free action, Gambit can make an attack, but only to target a single non-standard character. Okay. That then gives way to some regular Energy Explosion. On defense, we open up with Super Senses, followed by Inertial Deflection. Yeah, Energy Explosion, not Energy Shield Deflection, not Energy Explosion. And on damage, we open up and end with a couple clicks each of Perplex. All right. This is actually one of those times where I kind of think to myself that, yeah, I may actually just try and run each team, but we'll see, and I'll let you know which team or teams I end up using and how they did next week. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the 3 builds. And hey, if you want to share similar builds in the comments, by all means, please do so. But yeah, this is Rock and Roll Spock signing off. Oh, yeah, links to my... Almost forgot. Gotta plug the links. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.